Have you ever wanted to grow more peppers from just one plant? If you have, I'm going to show you today how to prune your pepper plants to increase your yield. And we're starting right now. What's up, guys? My name is John. Welcome to another video. If it's your first time here and you want to learn more about sustainable gardening, gardening tips and tricks, and other pepper related videos, start now by clicking the subscribe button and clicking the bell so you don't miss out on a thing. Alright, today we're talking about how to prune pepper plants to increase your yield. And I'm going to show you what to do. It's super easy to do. Alright, so let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you have some sharp, clean scissors. Or pruners, or even a pocket knife, or whatever your choice is, but they need to be sharp and they also need to be clean. You don't want the pepper plant to get any sort of diseases or anything like that from transference, from maybe pruning another plant or anything like that. So make sure they're sharp and clean. And then you want to take your pepper plant that you have. Now, the reason I'm pruning this guy is because I started it super early. It's in a hydro setup. It's doing really well. But it's getting a little tall for the grow room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prune it back, and I'm going to try to keep this guy to a small bush. That way I can grow it indoors. When you're pruning these pepper plants, you want to look for what's called either like a Y junction or like a fork. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the plant. You got your main stem, and then you got branches. Okay? And as you can tell, I don't know if you can tell this, but at the meeting point of this branch and the stem, there are more little shoots coming out. So this one already wants to grow a little bit more bushy because it's already sending those out. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to prune it back. This may seem a little hard for some people to prune this back, but I promise you it'll be good for the plant in the long run. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to find one of these joints where there are two branches coming off. And I'm just going to take my scissors and right above that branch, I'm going to cut it off. Just like that. Okay? And you can actually take and you can cut some of these leaves back. Just like this. And what this will do is it'll help send more energy to the root zone, into sending out more growth. There we go. Now that may look drastic to you guys, but in a couple of weeks, this plant will be bounced back and it'll have tons of new growth coming out. And all I'm going to do, and I'll show you this, but all I'm going to do is once that new growth starts to push out, I'm going to just clip these little leaves off too. That'll keep the plant compact, and it will kind of set it back and cause it to put more energy into creating more branches, which is what you want. So I'll come back in about a week and I'll show you what it looks like, maybe 2 weeks, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so we're back, and it's been about 2 weeks since 2 weeks to about 18 days, give or take, since I've pruned this plant back. And as you can tell, it has got a ton of new growth. You can see right here is where I cut the main stem back. Right there. And it has got all of these other branches. Some of these were already started, but they weren't near this big. They were like just little, they're like this big. But it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 7 new branches. And as you can tell, like I said, it's just growing crazy. I did come back through and I just left these leaves. These are the leaves, the big leaves that I cut in half when I pruned it back. I did just leave those. I am going to go ahead and prune some of those off. Now, at this point, since it's got all this new growth, at this point, you can cut some of these bigger leaves out. What that'll do is it'll help get light to all these little lower branches as well, because these are pretty big leaves, and they're going to end up shading some of this lower growth. So what I actually do right now is I'm just going to take my fingers and pinch off these bigger leaves. There's one. That's actually one I didn't cut. So I got one right here. This is one I cut in half. Now what that'll do is it'll help some of this lower growth get more light. But also what I wanted to show you is not only did it put on a ton of growth, but also it's got buds. But the plant's doing great after 2 weeks. I'm going to let it go probably another week or so and see where it's at. And then I may come back and prune a little bit more off just to see if I can shape it just a little bit more. But just thought I'd give you a look at it. It does work wonders. So there you go. All right, what's up, guys? This is another update on the pruned pepper plant that I showed you in the first clip. This is the hot lemon, or the ají limón, that I pruned back in the beginning of the video. So it's getting super bushy, but on top of that, you can see that it's putting out flowers. And then there's flowers down here. There's flowers right here that are a little bit younger or a little bit smaller. There's flowers there. So this thing is ready to start producing. All right, guys. So I'll be bringing you kind of a weekly update on these guys. I'm curious to see how they do. If you're new here to the channel, definitely drop me a hashtag new in the comment section below and let me welcome you accordingly. And if you want to learn more about sustainable gardening, gardening tips and tricks, and other pepper related videos, start now by clicking the subscribe icon and clicking the bell so you don't miss out on a thing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and check out one of the videos here, and I will see you in the next one.